This is TOS TV, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwade, and this is TOS National News. Gunmen on Saturday evening abducted 2 travelers at Wasimi area along Ife-Ibadan Expressway in Osun State. The victims were said to be heading towards the Ikire area of the incident. Before the incident, confirming the report, Osun Police Command spokesperson Yemisi Opalola said police had been deployed to the scene of the incident. Confirming the event, Opalola said the security agencies engaged with gunmen in firefights and 3 suspects have been arrested. In Borno State, the Borno State governor has uncovered 550 fake internally displaced persons after conducting head count of displaced persons at Muhammad Goni College of Islamic Legal Studies camp in Maiduguri. This is contained in a statement by Malam Issa Gusau, Special Advisor on Communications and Strategy to Governor Babagana Zulum on Sunday in Maiduguri. As he said, and I quote, "At about midnight on Saturday, Governor Babagana Zulum visited Muhammad Goni College of Islamic Legal Studies in Maiduguri, where its internally displaced persons from Abadam were being camped. Zulum immediately sealed the entrance and supervised a head count to identify actual IDPs, to put a stop to rampant cases of dubious residents pretending to be IDPs, claiming food rations meant for displaced persons. Already, there is a committee attending to such people, a case where some residents of Maiduguri are making dubious claims in order to take what is meant for IDPs while also benefiting from other welfare packages targeted at non-IDPs is unacceptable," he said. Supreme Court Justice Sylvester Nguta is dead. Sources at the Apex Court confirmed that Nguta died in the early morning of Sunday in his sleep at his official residence in Abuja at almost 70 years. Nguta was said to be getting set for his retirement from the Supreme Court on March 30th upon attainment of 70 years mandatory retirement age. Nguta is the 3rd most senior judge on the bench of the Apex Court. Born in 1951 from Borno State, Nguta got his LLB from the Obafemi Awolowo University in 1997 and a Bachelor of Law at the Nigerian Law School in 1978. In July of 1978, he started his private legal practice in Abakaliki, Borno State capital, and in October of 1995, he was appointed a judge of the Abia State High Court. He was elevated to the Court of Appeal in May 2003 and was sworn in as Justice of the Supreme Court in May 2011, where he worked till his demise. You are watching national news on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS TV. Do stay with us for more stories after the break. Welcome back. The federal government has declared that the report claiming it budgeted 10.6 billion naira to transport the COVID-19 vaccines to 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory is fake. Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, dismissed the report after a ceremony where President Muhammadu Buhari, joined by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, on Saturday in Abuja, received the first doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Shuaib explained that the private sector-led coalition against COVID-19, CACOVID, had already undertaken the distribution of the vaccines to states at no cost to the government. The only cost to be incurred is the cost of delivering the vaccines from any airport to nearby states that don't have functional airports. Clearly, that cannot be 10.6 billion naira, Shuaib said. And in politics, the All Progressive Congress APC on Saturday pulled out of the Delta State local government election, accusing the Delta State Independent Electoral Commission, the People's Democratic Party PDP, and Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of cheating Delta people again. The party, in a statement signed by its state caretaker public secretary, Sylvester Imonimina, explained its decision to pull out of the election. He stated that on Friday at the DSIEC headquarters in Asaba, Delta APC representatives were not allowed to take statistics of the materials that the Electoral Commission intended transporting to the different local council areas. He noted that in the local government areas where materials were purportedly taken, there was no result sheet. He added that the results are being written in undisclosed homes and offices with the connivance of security men. He said, and I quote, "Some APC members and leaders who peacefully protested the anti-democratic vices going on at the different electoral offices and police stations were being intimidated, harassed, and humiliated." End of quote. Now in Kwara State, where the Kwara Baptist Conference has challenged the Kwara State government that the church will resist any move by the government to enforce wearing of hijab in its schools. This was contained in a press statement signed by the president of the conference, Reverend Dr. Victor Dada, who said no one, not the Kwara State government or even the federal government, can force hijab on children in mission schools under its purview. The conference said it would not hesitate to use all legitimate means to protect its heritage. We will demand our faith and protect our property, the Baptist Convention said. The government had no right to impose such culture on its schools. The conference was reacting to the attempt by the government of Kwara State to allow hijab wearing in mission schools after pressure from the Muslim community in the state. The conference said all Kwarans have equal rights under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, stating also that grant aid of religious bodies schools in 1974 or any other school, that is community schools, does not mean the total takeover of such school, and first, it is contrary to the spirit of mutual agreement reached then. You are still watching TOS National News on your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV. Still ahead, business and sports. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. In business, in a series of tweets on the evening of Saturday, the Twitter handle of the Central Bank of Nigeria explained why it offered the Naira for Dollar scheme in favor of diaspora Nigerians who are seeking inflow money into Nigeria. The tweets read, and I quote, "Consistent with the global trend, Nigeria aspires to ensure that remittance flows and diaspora investments become a significant source of external financing. CBN strives to constantly improve our remittances infrastructures, ease the process of international money transfer, and simplify the experience for senders and recipients." It added that in an effort to reduce the cost burden of remitting funds to Nigeria by working Nigerians in the diaspora, the CBN has introduced a rebate of 5 Naira for every $1 of funds remitted to Nigeria through IMTOs licensed by the CBN. The scheme will take effect on 8th of March of this year. We believe this new measure will help to make the process of sending remittance through formal bank channels cheaper and more convenient for Nigerians in the diaspora. New FX policy will create an easier, more flexible, and more transparent system of remittance administration. It will greatly enhance the benefit of diaspora remittances in supporting investments and growth in Nigeria. It added that policy on the administration of remittance flow is aimed at increasing the transparency of remittance inflow, reducing rent-seeking activities, and providing Nigerians in the diaspora with cheaper and more convenient ways of sending remittances to Nigeria. The tweet also added that the use of reimbursement of remittance fees has been critical in supporting improved inflow of remittances to countries in South Asia and in improving their balance of payment position following the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Social Economic Rights and Accountable Project SERAP has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to provide spending details of the overdraft and loans obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria by the federal government since May 29 of 2015, including the total overdrafts, the project on which the overdrafts have been spent, repayment of all overdrafts to date, as well as to clarify whether the 9.7 trillion naira is within the 5% limit of the actual revenue of the government for 2020. The organization is also urging Buhari to provide details of spending of overdrafts and loans obtained from the CBN by successive governments between 1999 and 2015. In the Freedom of Information request, SERAP said, and signed by SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said, and I quote, "Ensuring transparency and accountability in the spending of CBN overdrafts and loans will promote prudent in-depth management, reduce any risk of corruption and mismanagement, and help the government to avoid the pitfalls of excessive debt. End of quote. Disclosing details of CBN overdraft and repayment will enable Nigerians to hold the government to account for its fiscal management and ensure that public funds are not diverted, thereby improving the ability of the government to effectively respond to the COVID-19 crisis. This means that the government will not have to choose between saving lives and making debt payments. And that is it on TOS National News on your digital First Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS TV Network. I am Abigail Okwade. Thanks for watching.
As a continent have now